Welcome to another episode of Blend of Views Unfiltered. This is DeAndre.
This is Nick.
Hey, Booze, it's me.
Can't nobody hear you.
They were trying to play your girl. It's me.
Okay, so as you guys can see, we are in the lounge. What's the name? Keelan, you got a name yet?
It's pretty much a long name. Like, you got to really get it to get it.
Okay.
It's escape. So if you look at the keyboard of a computer, ESC, it's the escape, but it stands for Excalibur's Sip and Chill. Oh. So it's basically a speakeasy that we do.
We are at the speakeasy at Excalibur's Sip and Chill.
Yes, sir.
And we've been sipping and we've been chilling.
Yes.
Right. While
we've been setting up late. But it's all good. As you guys can see, we got some guests today. We'll go around so everybody can introduce themselves. We're going to start with this lovely young lady here.
I'm Tequila. My business field is a nail tech, and it's called Royalty Nails.
My name is Sheldon. I won't give my last name. I think the police looking for me. No, I'm joking. My name is Sheldon, and my business is Hair by Grace and Spencer. I am a hairstylist in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
I am Keelan Bilal, master groomer and owner of Excalibur Barber Grooming Lounge.
I am Wade Hampton and master groomer as well, and I operate in Excalibur Grooming Lounge. Oh, there you go.
The COO.
Operations.
The CEO and the COO.
Listen, I need y'all to bear with us. All right, we got a little funky setup here today with the mics. All right, so we sharing. Bear with us. Either way, we decided to. Actually, I think me and Sheldon were talking about the service industry and some of the misconceptions that people may have when it comes to pricing increases, why certain prices are a certain way, booking, people who just show up and just think they can sit in the chair, all things service as far as the client versus the actual person providing the service. So we decided to do this podcast today and have some service providers here that can give us some insight as to why they operate, why they have their SOPs, their standard operating procedures, and why they may have price increases, and maybe, us random folk that contribute to their services, maybe we have some questions that we can ask and we can get some answers today. So I guess my first one is, I'll start off by asking why we don't have $10 haircuts no more.
Go ahead.
How much are haircuts?
Let me tune in to that one. First off, I've been in the industry for over 30 years. I've been cutting hair for over 30 years. Mm-hmm. I started out at $3.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Saying that.
Right. Or the front porch. On the front porch, in the basement, wherever it may be. When I got to barber school, then I started charging $10 for my services. In barber school, you don't get paid anything. So you spend those 18 months and you cutting for free, and sometimes it's tipless. I had to move all the way to Columbus to go get my barber license. So in that increase, you got to think about how many people get raises through the year at their normal jobs. And we're late to getting raises to our jobs. Mm-hmm. For the things that we do on a regular that may seem fast or it may seem like it's nothing, those are things that we learn to do in a certain amount of time. In that certain amount of time, I still want to get paid for my time. Mm-hmm. Me, I started out where I want to be totally professional. I want you to see me as one of the most professional guys in the industry. So I'm going to be on time or early. You're going to get in my chair, you're going to get exactly what you want, because that's what I like. I'm either going to talk to you or I'm not, because it depends on what you went through that day. So I'm going to give you the experience that you need in my chair every single time. In the experience, I've learned through the years that sometimes you pay for a certain level of experience. Mm-hmm. And if I'm going to give you that experience every time, then I think I deserve I charge 40 and above. And each time you're going to get an excellent service. You're going to get exactly what you want. You're going to get a clean cut. You're going to get dusted off to the, like, you're going to leave and be able to go anywhere you need to go. Like, you can go to your funeral, you can go to a job interview or whatever without having to worry about what it is. I'm going to shampoo your hair. You're going to get all of those type of services for what I do. It's going to be a luxury type of service when you leave. It's not just a haircut.
Nice.
At all. It's never just a haircut because I take pride in what I do. It's artwork for me. I lose myself in the cut, trying to make sure you leaving out the way you want to leave. So.
Nice. So what's your minimum price that you have?
My minimum, it depends on where I'm at. So,
Got you. Okay.
So for here, like I said, it's 40.
40
like
bucks.
When I'm in Girard, it's 40.
Your max?
My max, 95. It just depends. It just depends on. It just depends on what I do. But that's what's called the Excalibur experience, though.
So that 95 cut. Walk us through that real quick on what the Excalibur experience is, and why is it $95?
Right. So the Excalibur,
It's a premium offer.
It's premium. It includes our signature haircut, our signature shampoo, and we have our own products. So we're using all things that we know is going to be good for you. Then you get a facial. Along with the facial comes a facial like steam towel. You get the service that's geared towards what you do. Our facial is called a CPR facial. So it's cleanse, purify, and replenish. But it's all designed for what your face is.
Bring you back to life, CPR.
Yeah, so if you have medium skin, like if you have something that's oily or just, your normal skin, then we have the base of whatever. And we diagnose that every time in your T-zone. So those are things that we learn that we're supposed to learn in barber school. But, that continued education thing is what I take pride in because I want to always give my client the best when they sit in the chair. Like, I don't want you to ever feel that I'm lacking it when you get in my chair. Yeah. So, but the CPR facial, and then along with, of course, now in the speakeasy, I'm able to serve, some beverages to you. So you get all that, the quietness. I take my time. I throw on the music. I give you aromatherapy. All the steam towels have some type of herbal mix into it. So that aromatherapy while you're there. Most of the time, people go to sleep. Like that's basically a 40-minute sleep session when you're under the towel. So
Nice.
It's like a mini vacation. I call it a mini vacation every time you get in the chair. So.
That's super dope. I think we seen a clip, me and Nick.
This cat, man.
See the clip of Wade was providing that to our guy Milton, right?
Yep.
Said he looked like Mike off.
That was actually the Crown Imperial.
Oh, that was the Crown Imperial.
They said they had Milton looking like Charles.
Man, listen. People think that just because they got a bald head, they can't get service too.
Yeah.
Actually, a shave and a bald head is actually one of my favorite services.
Oh yeah.
It's relaxing for the client and it's kind of satisfying seeing the hair coming off of the head. So that's a $50 service for the Crown Imperial. Comes with the beard and head shave, and also I even threw in almost like a mini facial on the head. Yeah, like it's a beard. Like I said, I use the shampoo on the scalp, and then also I use some rolling cream sometimes to get all the excess stuff off. So it kind of peels it off.
Now you had him clean, man. He was clean and smooth, smooth as a baby's bottom.
He was. So Tequila, you have an array of services.
Yes.
Walk us through what you were telling us about.
The baddie box.
Yeah. Tell us what all you do.
Okay, so I do nails, acrylic nails. I specialize in colored acrylic nails. I do pedicures, spa pedicures, and with that, you get a complimentary bottle of wine or margarita. Also,
Excuse me?
just
You're what?
Say it one more time.
Because that sounded official. Okay, hear that one more time.
the margaritas.
Oh, okay.
I also do eyebrows. That's a new service that I just added on this year. It's eyebrow tinting. I also added a new service this year, the foot therapy. It's like a 2-hour service you can get while you're getting your nails done. You have your feet in a little, you get a nice little massage and everything. Yes,
Nelly.
my clients love it. And I also do press-ons. I make custom press-ons. I also do pre-made press-ons. And with that, I have 3 ambassadors. So every month I send them a baddie box. And it includes 2 custom press-on nail sets. It includes press-on toenails. It includes a pair of lashes.
You said press on toenails?
Yeah, they have those.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
So like if you're going out, for the weekend, you ain't got your toes done, you just put your little press-ons on, put your nail press-ons on, put your lashes on. Us girls love our lashes. And even though I'm in an industry where there's a lot of nail techs, I'm something different. I offer something different here. I have a she shed that I turned into my nail studio.
Nice.
It's in my backyard. So when
Nice.
I say, when I tell my clients, come to the backyard, they're like, the backyard? Trying to kidnap me or something? So when right, the backyard again. So I offer privacy. And a lot of clients really appreciate that because, sometimes you'll go into others' establishments. We're going to call them others. You go into other establishments and you don't get the
Exclusivity.
right. You don't get the privacies, intimate setting. You don't get. I have movies on the TV. I have music playing. A lot of people like that intimacy, that one-on-one. They don't like just other people because what if you don't get along with somebody and they come up in the shop and now y'all fighting in the shop? Yeah. I don't have that. I'm very professional. But yeah, it's a lot that I do. It's a lot.
Saya, what is the most exhilarating feeling or experience that you've had going to? Because this is Saya's nail lady. You don't get your feet done by her though.
I ain't had my feet done yet. It's cold outside. Summer coming.
How long you been going to her?
It's been a couple months.
We need
It's been
that.
a couple months.
We need that mic.
Summertime.
Yeah.
No.
We need that mic.
See, I don't have one. I don't have one.
No, I'm just saying we can.
Minute.
Really?
Got to rest it there.
Okay.
What you ask? No. So I always say, like, the first time that I went to her, she's very professional. First off, like, her venue is what kind of like captured me. For very clean, very, like she said, it's intimate, it's private, and like that means a lot. Like when we get in service, whether it's our hair, our feet, our nails, like that's a time for, like they said, that's a mini vacay. That's our relaxed time. Like sometimes I go in, sometimes I don't want to be talked to. Sometimes I want to talk, but it's just like she picks up on that vibe. Like sometimes we're talking, and then sometimes it's like she doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. Before you know it, she like, you like? I'm like, I like. Let's get our pictures and we're done. But the biggest thing that I noticed with her is like the first time that I went to her, she's explaining all of these like, I don't know, like the proper way to do things. And I didn't know what she was talking about because I don't know like the lingo and stuff of what that is, but I love that she put me at ease. Even if I did know it, she was talking about, she's like, in this here, you can see that this says this, and this is what you're supposed to use, and you're not supposed to. And I'm like, yeah, girl, do my nails, because I don't know what you're talking about. But she did such a good job at making me feel comfortable, letting me know like this stuff that I'm using on your nails is official. You don't have to worry about like, oh, this is coming off, this is caked up, or your nail's gonna be flopping off the next day or so. Like I felt really at ease, even though I didn't know what my girl was talking about. And then the other thing is I love a good snack, and y'all know that. You get complimentary snacks off rip. As soon as I see that, I said, you had me at snacks.
Yes.
I ain't been nowhere since.
Open snack bar.
Been nowhere since. I love a good snack. Yeah, I love a good snack.
It's something else.
It is.
Nigga got nothing. Shelton.
Oh, I got you, Doc.
So Sheldon, you're in your field of work. Tell us about because you're just starting out. You've been in business.
I think I'm actually the in this circle. I think I'm the newest to the industry. Actually, yeah.
You've been in the industry how long?
This month I think will make month either 8 or 9. Oh no, mine's only 3. Really? Oh wow. So yeah.
Okay.
She came in the game on the professional tip.
Right.
She
Which says
killing
a
it.
lot, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what's been so pricing?
Yes.
Right. So some of your what would you say has been one of the hardest hurdles coming into the hair industry? Stylist.
People, no, let me not say that. Actually, you know what? No.
Well, no, let's stop right there. This is Blended Views Unfiltered. If it's people, then it's people.
Yeah.
No, you know what?
Yeah.
Truthfully,
If it's people, it's people.
To be honest, I will say that is actually one of my favorite parts of this industry. I do enjoy working with people. I enjoy connecting with people. I think what many people don't realize about like barbers and hairstylists and nail techs is like we touch your hair, but in a lot of times we're like your therapist, you know? So I actually enjoy that portion of it too. But I'd say one of the biggest hurdles I think coming into the industry is, if I can speak to this area, let me say that first. Northeast Ohio, I hate to say this, but we are not very supportive of our own people at times. And especially within the industry, it can be kind of hard to get in and network because everybody just kind of exists in their own space. And I think that has been difficult at times. And then too, when you're new, you always have those people that are looking to see what they can get from you because it's like, oh, well, you're new. So, you know, like you pretty much got to do whatever I say. And so it's been a task to, at times when you experience and encounter certain things, to update your policies and procedures and, you know, because you want to protect what it is that you're building.
Well, I got a question. I got a little pushback on that. In this area, I just think that one thing I do respect, which I was saying and what you were saying, is professionalism. And I do think, I hate to say it, guys, and I think this is an industry that a lot of people, professionals get, y'all, like the better people get the pushback because there's so many people in the industry that is not professional. Yeah. Like there's so many times where my wife, she come back and the work is bomb. She always my wife will go to people and it's bomb, but she's so annoyed with the level of professionalism, the level of, you know, being on time, being, you know, one time, like all jokes aside, my wife went to a girl, did her hair, did a phenomenal job. But number one, I had to call her like, yo, it's been like 6 hours. I said, what's going on? She telling me how the girl had to stop in between, go get some food. Baby dad and dropped off the kid. Now it was late, so let's finish at our crib. And it's just like, but then my wife, we're not the type of people that I don't want to discount. I'll pay you. And the same thing with the barber industry. There's so many barbers that lack professionalism. I had to stop, and I'm a once a week type of person. I had to stop going to a barber because he was always late. And then I feel like now I'm being rushed because most of the time all barbers is on appointment settings. So now you got another person trying to come in. You trying to hurry up and get me out to get the next person. So it's like, I think that, so my question is for anybody is like in an industry that's pricing is kind of standard, you know, overall, you know, $20 to $50 is kind of like a standard cut. I'm not sure about the hair and I'm about the nails, but what do you know, I guess, what do you say to the people that's trying to keep up with standard prices but lack the professionalism and stuff like that? And I'm sure that gives everybody else a bad, you know, overall get like, you know, poor value like barbers is probably bad on y'all because people come in with the experience of I've been to this person and he did me like this and I'm used to paying this. You know, how can you charge me $95? Like, you know, what do you guys say to situations like that?
Well, I'll speak to that. A lot of clients I've gained from other barbers, and they will tell me that they're coming from another barber because of their environment.
What other barbers? I'm
Messy.
I'm just kidding.
I never asked though. You know, what's funny is I will never ask you.
I like that.
Where you've been, you know, or I don't like that question. You know, who was your last barber? Or where was you last at? It's neither here nor there. You're here now. So they usually come to me because of the environment. They like the exclusivity of the environment. They like to come to almost like that, like the she shed thing. It's like they come in, they come right to the chair, number one. They're not waiting. I might have like a little bit of wait time if I'm behind for whatever reason happened. But you come straight to the chair. You get in the chair. You get a top tier cut. You're fresh. Everything's cleaned up. You know, alcohol or astringent down, everything. All the hairs and stuff is blown off. All of that. And I believe it would set you apart from the contamination is the environment, like the professionalism, the excellence, the spirit of excellence. When you're practicing that stuff, it's like it sets you apart.
Absolutely.
You know, it's like it gives you that luxury feel because you're not walking into running kids everywhere and, you know, but you have to make a decision whether or not you're going to have that in your shop.
Yeah.
Or in your environment. And some people allow that. I even told a guy last week, I said, listen, I think you're a walk-in type of client. He said, what's that supposed to mean? I'm like, you're always late. Yeah. Always. You're on your own schedule. Yeah. I have a schedule to stick to because he was mad at me because I told him I'm not cutting his hair. Yeah. And that's just my thing. Like, you got 10 minutes.
And I think that's the biggest problem I think that's the biggest problem in the industry because I definitely don't think that if you're cutting people hair or you're, you know, doing nails, people, they do great work. Most of the people I know, they do great work, but it's like the level of professionalism that we see in our community, I'm going to speak, you know, in our, you know, race and stuff like that. And for black people, I think that we lack, like we all do, you know, great work. How many restaurants we see, they got bomb food, we turn around and they're closed because, you know, people lack the professionalism and stuff like that. So I think that that's a situation. Maybe it's just in our area. But I think
I was actually just going to say, I think it's easy to think that, but these things happen everywhere. But yeah. I kind of want to present the argument too, though, because I get what you're saying on, you know, the client end of it. Here's where it gets frustrating as a professional is when, because it sounds like everyone here aims to provide an experience.
Yes, that's a beautiful thing.
Like even for where I'm at, I'm fortunate enough, like I came straight out of school and went straight into a salon suite, which is like not normal, you know. I was presented an opportunity and I'm grateful for it. But here's the issue. As far back as we know, like everybody knows that one person that either does hair, does nails, you know she's not professional. Yeah. Right? But you know she's going to give you bomb work. Yeah. And so what happens is you have people like us who provide an experience, right? And a lot of people will get turned off. I actually was just having this conversation with a barber who's living in Atlanta, but she's actually moving back to Ohio. And she said this and it kind of stuck with me. She said, the issue that I have, she said, is there was a time where professionals weren't like professional, right? Yeah. So then the clients were like, well, y'all not professional enough. Yeah. So then the professionals stepped their game up and said, okay, well, we're going to be professional now. And then now the clients are like, oh, it's too professional now. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So the thing is, if you know that you're going somewhere where you're getting bomb work, but she ain't never on time, you know, you like her prices, maybe you should consider looking somewhere else. They might be a little more expensive, but at least you know when you go to Wade, you know what I'm saying? Like you coming in on time, you getting out on time, right? He might be a little more than, you know, whoever down the street. But again, I think that we have to kind of change how we look at things because so many times we see people in the industry is like, oh, you just do nails. Yeah. Or you just cut hair.
Yep.
I got a question. And it's more so for you with the hair industry. So mine is the whole, like, I feel like sometimes, like, prices of stuff are, like, in the twos. Darn near even more. Okay, we're in a different time and era, but I feel like we're not getting what we're paying for. Yeah. So the fact that you want me
I heard that bad boy up.
to wash my hair, come with it blow dry, and then depending on what I'm getting, I gotta braid it. First off, I don't got the same water y'all got. My hair don't be as clean as it do when I'm in y'all salon. Second off, I don't got the same flat irons y'all got because I still get naps back there when I do it, but when you do it, it's bone straight.
In the kitchen?
So the kitchen be kitchening with this head.
I knew about that kitchen.
Listen, I need you to do what you are, and I need it from beginning to end. Wash it, massage these follicles because I don't do so well. Flat iron this hair, get it bone straight to the point I move my head and it's moving with me because when I do it, it's stiff. I don't like that. Help me. But then you want me to turn around, you want me to pay you $3,000 and all you did was put my hair in. Help me. Why y'all?
So
what is that?
So there is a trend in the industry. I think a lot of people have. Okay, so on the client end, they see professionals and feel like, oh, you charging this to maintain a lifestyle. There are some people doing that, right?
And you know what's bad? You want me to do what is it? I'm paying you to schedule me, but it don't
deposit?
go toward a deposit,
Yeah.
but it's not going to my service. What you doing with it? I just bought you black and mounts for what?
Literally, like the biggest thing I think I say to
talking spicy
anyone
now.
A
is,
mess.
but as a client, you have to do your research, though. You get what I'm saying? Because we make the mistake of you go and jump in somebody's chair, and a lot of times we will go sit in somebody's chair just based off, oh, well, you cut so and so's hair,
Yeah.
right? Well, so and so might be cool with, you know, like it smells like weed in here, and you know, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like so and so might be cool with that, but you may not. So I think we just have to do more like research on, you know, the people that we let in our head. You know what I'm
And it
saying?
do go back to what you said, like, do your research. You may be cool with this. I may be not. You're going to have to. But it's like, Tawanika down the road, she be laying it out. She be laying it out.
Man,
But
listen.
you have to pick your battle. So
Yeah.
like I'll speak for where I'm at, right? The cheapest service that I offer, and my prices actually just went up this year,
Keep them going up.
is the cheapest service I offer is $60. Actually, no, that's a lie. The cheapest service I offer is actually just a wash and blow dry. That's $40. For standard regular silk press, $60. Now that just went up. I started when I came into the industry, I was charging $50. I learned very quickly. Some people come in and they want the $50 hollow, right? But then they get in your chair. Well, can I get a trim too? And by the way, I need a deep condition. And so you giving them all this stuff, and then at the end, when it
still want
adds
that
up,
The
it's
cheapest
like,
people is the worst clients. Let's
Yeah.
be honest with you.
and that's part of it. You get what I'm saying? Like you have to ask yourself, like for me, I try to be fair. So my cheapest is $60. The most expensive thing on my service menu is $250.
What's that, braids or something?
That's microlink extensions.
Okay.
Because primarily what
I
my
heard
business,
the micro links be like 8,
And then
9.
those last
and
a
that's
long
so now here's the
time.
thing though, when I say 250 is what I'm saying as far as, now that does not include the hair. Okay. Now, please understand that the 250, the reason why it's 250 is I have to break down, if I'm taking you on as this service and I'm just say 250, I have to think about, is this worth it for me? Right? If I can do like a silk press and get it done in an hour, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I can just do silk press all day and that's easy. I can make my money. So this has to be worth it for me. So once I break this down between the time, the products that I use, the space that because y'all love the convenience of the professional environment, but that costs money.
Facts.
You get what I'm saying?
speak
Like
to 'em, Keelan.
where
Speak to
people
'em.
where people do not
Speak to
they
'em.
don't realize that. I will be honest and say
Keelan
this.
OG in
The
the game.
space that I'm in Cleveland right now, the space that we are in is actually more than my rent at home.
Get out of there.
So here's the thing.
Get out of there.
But people
Get out of there.
love the environment.
And they don't wanna
come
pay
in
for
and it's
it.
like, oh my God, I love this space. But y'all don't realize like that $50 holler that you were getting, like my take home, I'm taking home nothing.
Yeah. It's a difference. So I do want to go back to what you were talking about. What people, what was the question like about?
I forgot. It's like, no.
Oh, do other
No,
barbers
no.
like taint what the industry is? Because
Yeah, that's I think the problem is I see too many people try to stay with like market value. So it's like if everybody else going up, I'm gonna keep going up. But everybody else you don't keep going up on your value. Like I feel like
Professionalism.
what's that?
Professionalism.
Yeah, I mean like you don't keep going up with it. If you're gonna go up with your prices, then your professionalism and your value need to go up right with it. So don't tell me that I was with a barber. And I swear, overnight his prices like went up like $10. But I mean like did you get a new pair of clippers or something?
yes, no, but yes.
But I mean,
no.
like, tell me that. Like, it was just I sat down and I'm used to this, and then right when I'm about to give you my car, it went to this. I'm like, hold on now, you went to what?
I'm gonna give you a couple things.
Just give me a week, give me a couple weeks notice.
Like one, my prices caught up and still have not caught up to my value.
Say that one more time.
My prices have caught up, but still have not caught up to my value and what I do in the industry. But secondly, to go back to what you were talking about the client not getting the service that they wanted, they still continue to go to that because they learn how to settle. because they don't want to pay for that all that professionalism or what we offer. Like sometimes you got to stop settling for what it is just because it's cheaper. Like you'll take all of that stuff that you don't like, but this price is right. If you stop settling for that, one, the professional can do what he needs to do. Secondly, that person that is not as professional has to say, oh, I have to step up my game because I lost clientele because of this.
Yes.
But because you keep going back to that,
That's good.
they're going to stay exactly where they are. They're going to smoke weed. They're going to offer services
I have to
I'm
say,
doing at a lower price. They're going to give you stuff that just because that's what they do. Like, I got criticized about that for a long time. Like,
what's that?
Because where my prices are, and if you get an extra service, it's going to be extra.
I'm just,
And it is, and I'll say, they'll say, well, this person giving it to me. Like, I really don't care what that person is,
absolutely.
but I can tell you why they're giving it to you. Like, I'm a teacher, so I'm gonna teach that person.
Absolutely.
Like, quit doing that because you're tainting yourself. Like, somebody is always going to abuse you, because of what you give it extra instead of subtracting that, the enhancements. Like, for example,
Giving that service away. And that
you're just gonna do that for free on every cut. Like,
no, I feel you.
I'm charging like 25 more for enhancements.
I definitely feel you, man. Like, as far as that barber, I left him, just to let you know. But I mean, like, nobody expects one thing that, because, you know, I'm a business owner. Dre is also. One of the things I live by is, like, you know, nobody expects the best to be the cheapest, and nobody expects the cheapest to be the best. So at the end of the day, I think that if you provide excellent service, then your price should reflect it. And I never been a problem. I never had a problem with paying people. You know, I go to my bar. I got a standard appointment, and I tip my barber every week. Number one, because I want to be the client that I want the client. You know, I want to represent who I want as a client and who I am. But like you just said, not everybody think about that. You put up with this BS, and then it allows them professionals to be unprofessional.
Used to texting me, "Hey boo," 30 minutes before my appointment.
Man,
girl, go to hell, because I know what this "hey boo" means. No, you can't reschedule me, and yes, I'm still coming.
I wanted to touch on that. For me, I feel like I have an advantage with that because, like you were saying, not, you know, the cheap people, you're not going to get the best. Mine's is kind of in the middle because how I look at it is I look at the area that we live in, the cost of living. I want for a client to be able to come into my space and get all the services and not have a $250 ticket when they leave. So not only do you get the professionalism, you get the great pricing, and with that, I've seen that I get more clients. That's how I stay booked and busy, like literally booked, because it's professional environment, privacy, open snack bar, the conversation, therapy, like you were saying, like we're therapists, we're your teacher, we're your doctor, we're your best friend, we're your everything. So with me, what I did was when the government was giving out all that free money, the stimulus checks, I invested in myself.
Fire.
And I bought the she shed. I bought all the furniture, the everything. Even with me having my license, I still sometimes take classes from other advanced nail techs just so that I'm keeping up with the trends and this, that, and the third. So if I'm offering
that's good,
top-notch quality, amazing professionalism, and the price is right, oh yeah, I'm staying booked. That's how it is.
So you're giving away more than you're actually worth.
No.
We're about to get them prices up, sister.
I just went up on the prices and more services.
Hey, do it again.
No, what it is, because for me, it's like, I feel like I don't have, not settle, but I want to be fair. I want to be affordable, you know, so you're getting that experience. It's not just, I'm a nail tech. Yes, I'm in the same industry with a lot of people, but I'm in my own lane because I do things differently. Right. You know what I mean? And people love that, and they talk about it. And, you know, like Sayo, her mom, she was like, "Oh my God, you know, I love you." And when she shouted me out on the podcast, and how Kenesha was like, "You got to take me there." She came, she was like, "Oh my God, I love it. It's so cute in here. I just love everything." So for me, it's not that I settle or I'm just, you know, settling for less than my worth. I'm looking at everything, and I have to strategically, do my prices with that. You know what I mean? So that's what I say about that.
So how often will you raise your price now?
I do it like once a year, but that's only if I'm adding a new service and if my quality of work is getting better. And I don't raise it sky high. It's like $5 increment here, $10 maybe here. So that's how I do mine.
Okay. So if I book a service with any of you guys and I'm 15, 20 minutes late, why is it that an issue?
Why is it?
Why is that an issue? It's only 15, 20 minutes.
Listen.
I mean, it's not like it's an hour. I mean, it's only 15, 20 minutes.
If I have a
Here we
booked
go.
day, I'm not going to sit and wait 15 minutes for you to show. Now, my next client, who's always on time or early, now they have to wait because you're playing catch up to finish that service with that person. Me, you're only getting 5 minutes. That's it. It used to be 15, but people abuse that. Now you're getting 5 minutes. We're all adults.
Yeah.
If you have a doctor's appointment to get a surgery done, that's something serious, right? You're going to be there early when they ask you to fill out the paperwork. Treat me accordingly the same way. I don't have time to sit up here and wait. I could have did a whole prep your nails in 15 minutes. You see what I'm saying? So, and then with that, you could be late if you want. Your appointment is automatically canceled after 5 minutes. Your card that is put on file for you to even book is going to be charged 75% of the services you booked. Because somebody else
Hit them with the
could have
100.
been in that spot.
2023, we hitting them 100%.
Here's my thing.
2023, we hitting them with the 100%. You book it, you pay it.
You book it, you pay it.
100%.
Here's my thing. Again, in the industry for 30 years, right?
OG.
I really have a zero, tolerance. I don't have a grace period, zero grace period. Now, that depends though. I've been in it so long, I build relationships.
Yeah.
What type of client are you? Can I trust that you're going to be there in that time that you say? Now, I still might not give a 15-minute or 10-minute because that's too long. I am going to run late. And everybody knows I'm on time. So if I'm late for you, I'm late for the rest of the day. Yeah. Or I got to play catch up with my lunch. And why would you sacrifice? Why you going to make me sacrifice my lunch for you being late? Yeah. I already don't eat all the time anyway.
That's a conversation within itself.
That's a conversation in itself. So that's the thing that the client don't see when you're 15 minutes late.
I gotta stop eating.
I never schedule a lunch. So that's the client don't what the client don't see. The problem comes though when the client says or doesn't call. He just shows up 15. He or she just shows up 15 or 10 minutes.
That's unacceptable.
Late. And they just try to mold. First off, they come in, they late, they slow walking. I got cameras, so I'm watching you slow walk the whole time.
What does that conversation look like?
For me, it's not a conversation.
Nice.
For me, it's not a conversation because it's like, and I did try to tell my people this. Like 1 year, I made a resolution. I'm gonna start saying hello before I say you late. That's rough for me because I'm frustrated. But the conversation is always a look, and they automatically know like, yeah, my fault, man. They have the conversation themselves.
Right.
They tell themselves already, oh man, I'm late. I apologize and all that good stuff. But at the same time, if you call and at least say I'm gonna be 10 minutes late, then I can adjust and say, okay, I might be able to get you in and still have time not to be late. Like it depends on the haircut all the time. But you at least have to give me that courtesy and call. Like that's the most disrespectful thing when you just show up.
Or do a no-show.
No shows.
So I'm actually, I think the only one here that actually you have 5, you have no. I actually have 15 minutes.
Yeah?
I give you 15 minutes.
Why?
Here's my thing, right, about being fair. I give everybody a chance, right? After 15 minutes, typically that's when the text automatically goes out like, hey, we see you have an appointment at this scheduled time. Unfortunately, we have exceeded our grace period. We will have to reschedule for another time, right? I've made that available, right? Because in being fair, now being fair looks different to everybody. I think for the area that we're in, it's Cleveland. I understand things happen, so I try to give, especially like now with the snow and stuff, you try to give people a chance. So
Forget that.
And so the thing is,
Leave earlier.
that's what works for where I'm at. It doesn't work for everybody, but again, this is the other part too. There are tons of stylists and barbers. You have to find the one that fits you. You know what I'm saying? And I think that we have to maybe stop generalizing where it's like, because there is a stylist for Boom Chica who don't know how to be on time. There's a place for her. That's why we're so intentional for where I'm at. Like, we create an environment that's specific for certain people.
Yeah.
When you come in, if you feel like this is where you can get in and fit in, great. If not, we encourage you to find somebody else.
Now, I've actually been late before. I can count on 3 fingers, though, how many times. I've been late 3 times in my whole life. But all 3 times, I've always paid for the next guy or for the guy that's coming after me to get cut. I've always paid for their full cut. I've asked the barber,
client.
like, hey, I know I was a little bit late. What the next one getting? And it's on me. Because if I'm like 15, 20 minutes late.
That's nice of you.
Yeah.
That's nice of you.
Just cancel my appointment.
Yep, I was late one time with Wade. This is actually my barber. Wade is my barber. Okay. For him and my boys. So I've been late one time with Wade, and that one time I made sure that the guy after me, his cut was taken care of. I mean, the other barber that I went to, I was late twice with him, but both times always made sure that the person after me was getting taken care of.
I think the one thing that's a great thing to do. I didn't expect that at all, because I was like, Dre, it's him and his son.
Yep.
He's like, just put it on there. I was like, all right, cool. I think the thing too is when people come in for a service, like say for instance, if it's a 45-minute service, that's my cut and beard. If you come in 15 minutes late, you literally just lost your beard. I'm not lining your beard up. I just did that this week too. Like I was like, sorry, I can't get your beard. He's like, all right. Matter of fact, it was Mark. Name drop. But
I wonder why he was looking raggedy.
He scheduled the wrong service. He scheduled an adult cut. So I was like, you're not getting your beard done today. He's like, oh, okay.
Get with the voice. Yeah,
so, but like, if it's gonna be like to that point, like I learned that from Keelan too. Like sometimes somebody come late, I'm like, all I got time for is a lineup. So I ain't missing everything, because you don't want to be sitting there time wasted and not made no money. If they gonna still show up, you gonna get something. You might not be getting what you expected at me, when you booked it, but I didn't expect you to be late. So I expect you to be on time.
Right. Here's the other thing, like about late clients though. Nowadays we got booking systems. You get a text message and an email 24 hours and 12 hours before. If that is not enough to say, oh yeah, I have an appointment at this time, I need to get there, something is wrong. Something is wrong. So, I mean, this day and age, everybody has these systems. It's plenty of them. Like, there should not be a reason for you not to call and say, I might be late.
But I think, even to speak to that again, I think it's because, and you guys share how you feel. I feel like for the industry that we're in, we are essential, but we are also like the least respected. Because everybody feels like, again, you just doing hair. And I feel like that's part of where the like disconnect happens. I feel like if more people had respect for the people in the industry and for what we offer, because like you said, you're 30 years in. If I come sit in your chair and you tell me whatever the price is, I'm thinking, okay, this is 30 years in my head that's cutting my hair. You get what I'm saying? I'm willing to pay, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
For right now, what I pay for a haircut, it depends on the time of day, but for the time that I typically go, it's $65. Okay, now I'm a once a week client, so y'all do the math. But my thing is, I know when I go get my hair cut, I'm gonna get the same experience every time I go.
And that cut is fire, by the way.
I appreciate that, y'all. Shout out to Kenny Chambers. He's in Twinsburg. Anybody in the Cleveland area looking for a barber?
So would y'all say like time wise, it's one of the biggest issues in the industry?
Say that.
Might be a relative.
I said, would y'all say time wise might be one of the bigger issues in the service industry?
What do you mean as far as?
As far as a client,
As far as client wise, being on time, stuff like like that.
One thing I can say is it's not necessarily the time, it's a client trying to get over on you too. Here's what I mean. Prime example, if it's a father and a son. The father is going to get a cut with enhancements, and that usually is a 45 to an hour service. The child cut is 30 minutes. You show up for your child's haircut, but you will expect me to do an hour service in 30 minutes. But now I'm pushed back because you came at the wrong appointment time. But you're still expecting me to cut your hair because you're here now. Oh, I forgot to do. I scheduled his first. No, you just gonna get a regular haircut. That's basically what it is. And because I can't spend an hour, because now I'm gonna be 30 to 45 minutes behind all day. So I feel like it's, and they do it on purpose because they just want to get both appointments in there. I hate to say it, but that's kind of what happens. I've been doing this probably for 15 years now, professionally for a year and a half. But I've been using appointments the entire time I've been cutting hair. So I've never been on a walk-in status except for in school because we couldn't schedule appointments there. But like ever since I've been scheduling appointments, it's like it seems like it depends on the client too, because if it's a client that I know is never late and they just show up, late, I'm like, yo, what happened? You good? Man, I got a flat tire, but I fixed it and I got here as soon as I could. I was like, whoa. Fix that tire, got here in less than 15 minutes. Okay, man. Sweet. But yeah, clients trying to get over sometimes.
For me, what I've learned, you have to make them respect you and your time and your business. Yeah. So just as what he was saying in regards to a booking site, you get multiple emails, text messages. I have mine set up to where it sends you a confirmation request text 48 hours prior to your appointment time.
I'm lost here.
Say you just looked at it and you didn't hit confirm, it again sends you another one 24 hours before. It sends you Vagaro. I sell my products on there and I love it. You can put pictures so they'll kind of know what. I just switched from them, but what did you have before, Booksy?
So I had Vagaro before. Now I'm actually on Acuity.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but I love.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. But so I have to make them respect my time. If you know that you're going to be late, like I said, call, shoot a text. Maybe I can accommodate you, but give me that opportunity to make that decision. I have it to where it'll send you a reminder text an hour before your service. So you're getting 48 hours, 24-hour confirmation text, an hour. It's multiple things. You know what I mean? It's multiple notifications you're receiving. So if you're receiving them and you're just literally at that point, you just don't care.
Yeah.
You don't respect me and you don't respect my time. So cancel, run me my money. That's just how it is.
There's a topic too right there is for my service industry people. Have you ever fired a client?
That's a good question.
I have a couple on the block list.
I have to share this story. So I had one. It's a wild experience actually, and it taught me a lot, especially with doing extensions. Extensions gets to be real something at times. Fortunately, now we have a system that works, and the clients that we see and that we service go well with how we have our system moving. But I had a client who, on my site, it says that a consultation is required for new clients, right? She was determined she did not want to do a consultation. I figured out why once I saw her. Here's where things got a little weird though.
Can I ask a question? I don't mean to cut you. What goes into the consultation?
So the purpose of a consultation and why we do them, especially in our industry, we have to ask a lot of questions. People they're not always honest. And for the chemicals that we work with, your hair can fall out, right? So you have people that will have a relaxer, or they, will, hey, I want to go blonde, and they've been putting like black box dye hair color on their hair for years. And so then they're expecting something that is like, what do you want me to do? So we have to ask so many questions. People have health conditions, different things. And we just have to be mindful again with the chemicals we're working with. I need to know what your hair routine is. I need to know what issues you have, so then I can even service you better. So I just like to take that time. And not only that, even during a consultation, I'm feeling you out. Yeah. Because if this doesn't go well, then from here I can say, hey, you know what? I think that you might have a better experience going somewhere else.
And that's mandatory for you?
It's mandatory for all new clients booking color services or extension services.
Got you. Okay, I didn't mean to. You continue with the story.
Oh, I was done. But she was determined to bypass the consultation. So I said, hey, if we don't do a consultation, I said, I actually will upcharge. You're going to charge me extra money just to do my hair? I said, well, you're asking for me to bend my policy, so then this is how that goes. Yeah. Long story short, she comes in, gets extensions. The hair she brought in was synthetic hair. I told her it was synthetic. She wanted to argue about it. I wake up the next morning to almost 20 text messages from this lady threatening me that she's going to call the police. She claimed that I swapped the hair out. She claimed that she said, I brought you human hair and you swapped it out for this. Fortunately, my boss and business partner that I work with in the salon suite, he was, aware of everything going on, and he was there for a large portion of the service. So it was great to have someone else who, could kind of speak to the situation. And so she showed up to the salon the next day. She got blocked and she showed up to the salon, and fortunately I wasn't there that day. But we had to kind of talk her down because she was kind of out there. And here's the other thing that people don't realize. We deal with people who have mental health issues that we're not aware of. Come on now. You got some of anybody sitting in your chair, so you never know what you're dealing with. And so in this particular situation, I don't want to say that the woman was crazy, but it was just a lot more than I was willing to deal with on a regular basis. So yeah, we definitely have to excuse people from our service list.
What are some of the barriers that you guys would like to break down between client and service provider?
Pricing. I really like for people to understand, for when you're paying a certain price, what that breakdown looks like. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like when people understand, it helps them have more respect for the people that they're booking with. Right. For me, like we were just saying, prices went up. I had to literally break every service down to the minute to say to myself, how do I make the money that I need to make to survive and still be able to pay my bills that I need to, whether it's the salon suite, products, taxes. That's another thing that people don't take into consideration. We have to save for taxes. Mm-hmm. So, when you look at the breakdown, if you're getting treatments, you got to break the treatment down to how long does it, am I providing this service? I got to price that by the minute. So if people understood the breakdowns for these things, you would realize very quickly, sometimes a lot of us are working for free.
That is true. I think another one of the biggest barriers or transitions between client and service provider is booking, scheduling. Again, these awesome systems that we create, websites, Facebooks, Instagrams, and all of these ways that you can get to us without actually contacting us. A lot of them are brilliant and greatly designed, and yet and still,
they still want to call.
You get a text message. You got anything open? If the website said no, that normally means that no, we do not have it. And back to the other thing was the squeeze in. Like everybody wants you to squeeze them in because you don't have anything,
Yeah.
or be your last one. That's the taken advantage of. Clients will try to take advantage of because you do it one time and then it's like, okay, I don't have to book now. I could just call him. Hey, I give you this extra 50, or this extra 100, and sometimes that extra 100 doesn't mean a thing to me because I've been up since 5 o'clock and been at the shop 7 to 7 cutting hair, and then another addition on that is not what I want. So that's another barrier and thing between the client. But again, if people get used to the booking system, you never really had to call. You never really had to call it. And if you book early, quit trying to book day of or day before, because that's really the problem. That's where they get angry. Like, dude, some of us have a clientele that's been with us for a long time and are building heavy. When people like your service, they book early.
Yeah.
You have to be able to be one of those people to book early, knowing that now he gained some popularity. Wade, for example, he came into the industry blazing, and his books start filling like crazy. And those who were normally day before or day of started getting pushed back. The problem with it is sometimes you lose clientele because of that, because they think you're not adjusting to them, and it's not that. It's I have clients that want me and they do the thing that,
And you're not my only client.
You're not my only client. And they say, hey, I'm gonna get in early because I don't want to miss out on this. And you, because you think you may be special or you've been with me for so long, like he gonna just treat me like. There are a lot of people that want to get in. Like,
That's just, I think that's just human nature.
Yeah.
I deal with that stuff in my personal business. People think you're the only person.
yeah, like you're not the only person that's calling me or texting me saying, "Can I get in?" It's like, hey, can I? I want to be that last one on your list, and then it's like, there's like 30 other people that they called and texted me that same exact thing.
See, with the site that I have, the booking site, it allows people to, if I'm booked a specific day that you want, you can put yourself on a wait list. Yes. So if that person cancels, it automatically sends you a text like, hey, this is open up. Do you want it? You have an hour to respond. Because if not, it's going to go to the next person on the list.
It's actually pretty slick.
Yeah,
it
I also just added, if you want extended hours or like after hours, it's an additional fee. But you have to inbox me and say, hey, can you do whatever? And again, too, with the policies, read. People do not want to read. They just don't want to read. And then when they cancel
Who reads
last
policies
minute,
these days?
when they cancel last minute and their card gets charged, they're like, well, why did you read? You have to literally click the I agree to the policies to even book it.
Click
so
it.
if you didn't want to read it, you just clicking, that's on you. It's
Absolutely.
And that's really scary though, because when you think about it, like we really not reading.
Nah.
Like you could literally be saying I agree to say, like, when you come sit in my chair, like I can cut you and make you bleed, and there's nothing you can do about it.
That's a whole nother conversation, man.
That's a lovely waiver though, for those who don't read.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish, and that's another thing. If we could talk about like barriers, I wish that people would take the time to, because I'll say for me, when I'm booking services, and this is not just because I'm in the industry, when I'm booking services, I'm reading, because I want to make sure that when I, like, whatever your requests or instructions are, I want to make sure that I'm doing just that. I don't want to give you a hard time.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
You get what I'm saying? Like, if you want me to come through the back door, all right, cool. I'll come through the back door. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want me, if I got to sit and wait here for, whatever your instructions are, I want to make sure that, again, I'm not making your day difficult.
Yeah.
But people don't, think that way.
So I got a question, and I would love to hear you guys' opinion. How do you feel about service providers that might charge a premium to avoid certain clients and only attract types of clients?
Smart.
So if I'm saying I don't want to, if I don't want to deal with, so I would have to, and not always. I'm not trying to make any generalities, but I would have to say like some of the worst clients is probably cheaper clients. How do you feel about saying I charge prices to attract the type of clients that I want to work with? And I would love to hear everybody's opinion.
Well, for me, I don't necessarily do my things by pricing by the type of clientele I'll get, because you just may get a person who is like a cheap client and they're just a one-time client. Like they're going to an event and they just only come to you because you're cheaper than another person. When for new clients, they have to pay a deposit, and it's 50% of your services booked. That's going to weed out the Can I curse? Yeah. That's going to weed out the bullshitters and the people who are really like, I'm coming to my appointment. I done already paid half up front. Why would I not come? And I'm not going to be late. I'm not going to be the 5 minute, after 5 minutes late, because now it's 75% of it. So I haven't gotten any services done, and yet I've paid all this money. That's how I have mine set up, to where I'm not even dealing with cheap people, late people, playing around people, none of that. And if you DM me or inbox me on Facebook, I have it to where you can contact me via my business number. You can either call or text, or my email. I'm not responding to any questions that are addressed to me in a not professional way. You don't call for Walmart if you have an issue with electronic that you bought. You're going to call customer service, right? You're not going to go on Walmart's Facebook page and say, hey, you know what I mean?
Somebody might.
Yeah.
It's like, nah.
They will.
Right. Yeah. And I told people, I've also made it clear, I will leave you on red. Like on Facebook, I'm not. I'm going to make you do the work and go to the site and read it. I pay a virtual assistant $35 a month to do her job, and that's what she's going to do.
I might need her information. Sorry, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No.
How do you?
Yeah, and I think that, again, it's crazy to think, but there are some people who actually have issues with booking sites. They're like, I don't want, like I had a conversation with someone recently, and she told me flat out, I'm not going on your booking site. Now, she wasn't speaking towards me. She's just saying in general. She's like, I'm not doing that. And her thing was, I'm not paying a deposit. And, again, fortunately, it was room for a conversation, and I was able to explain to her, sometimes what people don't realize is policies are created based on experience.
Absolutely.
So when I've done this enough and I see that, like, oh, okay, so like y'all, this is just a free for all. Okay, we have to set some like rules and boundaries. Otherwise, I'll be taken advantage of.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? So sometimes a lot of the policies that you may not understand or agree with are in place because somebody else before you came in and jacked it up for everybody.
Yeah.
I think it's a conversation that I have kind of often. It's like between the difference between a customer and a client. So a customer, and it's a difference between, there's actually three categories. There's a supporter, there's a customer, and then there's a client. People are always hollering about this support stuff. Honestly, people that support you, they only come one time when you first open. They come to the grand opening, they might get one cut, or they might get one set of nails because they want to shout you out. That's cool, but I need income. Residual income. So customers are going to come and go. They're going to come and go. Like, they're going to bounce around between chair to chair to chair to chair. But like a client is going to be that person that's like, I'm rocking with you.
You have that relationship.
I'm with you. Like wherever you go, I got clients that been with me since like 2006, and they used to pay me in cheeseburgers. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they are Pete's Points. YSU, people that went to YSU, they know about the Pete's Points, the Akron zip card, or whatever you want to call it. They was like, listen, take my card. You got $15. Go ahead and get you some extra snacks.
You done came a long way, brother.
Came a long way.
Yeah.
And they let it be known, like, hey man, you charge me
no burger.
You charge me $5, and I'm paying 50,
60.
But I'm rocking with you. Or cats come from Akron or Cleveland or Sharon, PA, and Farrell and all that stuff, whatever. But that's because they moved there, but they don't want to depart from our relationship because they're a client. Versus a customer like, hey man, sorry, I'm moving, so I gotta go find a new barber now. It's like, oh dang, all right. Unless you move across country, but that's the whole thing. It's like people will remove themselves from you because of where you're going. Like they can't be attached to you the whole time. Like when I went from $5 to $10, then from $10 to $15, then it took me a long time to get to $20. But then when people had some pushback. But as I got better, they're like, well, man, I don't know, this is worth about $20, And then when I went pro, then that's the price really went up there. The price is really it matched my value though. Like, cause I was offering more, I was able to offer more, I was able to do more because of my professionalism, my professional title now. So not everybody. We said something about weeding people out. Yeah, people are gonna get weeded out because not everybody's gonna be like, oh, man, $30 for a haircut, $40 for a haircut. It's okay. I had to get out that mindset too that like not everybody is my client, not everybody's my customer.
Yeah.
I used to think like, yo, everybody you see here is a potential client. No, they're not.
Absolutely.
Because I don't want to deal with everybody that you see here. I don't. No, you don't. No, thank you.
That's just. I'll actually say Dre was the person who, like, when I first started in business, that was a question that he presented to me was, who is your target audience? And I had to ask myself that question and then adjust, how do I market? Because I want to make sure that when I'm marketing to that community of people. Yeah. Which, like you said, we can't service everybody. You know what I'm saying? And we shouldn't. No. We shouldn't. We'll stress ourselves out trying to like make ourselves work, and it's just a bad relationship. So I think it's important on the professional end to know who is it that you want in your chair. Yeah. Because that helps you make decisions too.
Yeah.
Keelan, with you being the OG, 30 years in the game,
Triple OG, double OG.
I want you to give some advice to the incoming barber, hairstylist, because I feel like you done been around every bit of this type, person in the industry. Can you give some advice to the incoming person who's coming into the business side of things? So when it comes to professionalism, quality, whether it be taxes, SOPs,
marketing,
not settling,
right?
You know what I mean? To actually come in and make a living. Like, what advice can you give them coming in, even when they will go through periods of frustration, lack, and they may struggle with whether they should or should not continue?
One thing is immediately understand your value. That's going to help you evaluate going forward who you're going to sit in your chair, how you're going to treat your clientele. But be humble about it. Humility goes a long way because you don't come into the industry. Most of us don't come into the industry as great barbers or great stylists or great nail techs. We're still learning coming in, but you still have to understand your value. Take advantage of you continually learning things. Come in understanding that everybody's not going to sit in your chair. You have to be patient with that process. Everything is Instagram ready. It's not a microwave society that we see, that we perceive it to be. Like, it takes time to develop. If you have time to sit down, watch people. Watch how they treat their clientele. Watch the relationships they build. Be consistent and be available. You can't just come into the industry, again, thinking that it's people just going to immediately sit in your chair. And then when you don't you get disappointed and leave the spot. You have to be available. 'Cause somebody's gonna walk in and you're not there to be able to take that, and that one person becomes a client if you're there, and then tells other people.
Yeah.
I came into the industry when I got out of school. It was '98. I've been cutting for 30 years, but I came out of school in '98. When I came out, I was in Ryan's chair. That was where I immediately wanted to go. One, because Ryan, I knew the man, his styles were amazing. Like, you can tell a Ryan cut. Period. If you seen somebody cut, you knew Ryan did that. I wanted to be beside that and learn what his technique was. Two, I had a guy to the left of me named Kenny Ali.
That's my guy.
Kenny Ali is the proper way to say it, but Kenny Ali is what we all know about. Happened to be the other guy that they called the best in the city. I sat in between them for months before I had a real clientele. Just watching. I had to pay booth rent at the end of each week. Booth rent was only $75, and I probably made booth rent just enough to make booth rent every week. Again, without making money. That wasn't the prize. The prize was the best here, the best here. Ryan was a celebrity barber before anybody knew what celebrity barber was. He cut everybody in the industry as far as gospel goes, from your Kirk Franklins to your T.D. Jakes to your Fred Hammonds, to all of them before everybody even knew what that was. And was sought out by them, not just they came to the city.
Yeah.
Like, no, when they came in the city, where's Ryan? I wanted to know what that was. I didn't have to just like, oh, I'm gonna be better than him. No, I need that sauce. I need to know what's in that sauce, and I need to know what's in his sauce. So I sat and I was patient. We didn't have Instagram, but if we had Instagram and that stuff back in the day, please. Because my mind says, I know how to advertise well. I'm going to take this one cut. Ron started giving me cuts before because he was a stylist, so he permed, relaxed hair. So I would cut the hair on a couple of his clients before they went and got relaxed and stuff like that. But once people start seeing that, like, wait a minute, this cat can cut, they start gravitating towards me. If I had that advantage of what these cats have today, and what a clientele would be like, free advertisement all the time, who knows? Like, so take advantage. If you're sitting, you can create. Always, that's the other thing. Always create content. It don't matter what you're doing. If you're just sitting there, I'm gonna create for Wade if I'm just sitting, because it's an advantage. If he's overbooked, guess what I got? The overflow.
Yeah.
I've never been that guy to be mad at somebody for having, more clientele than me, because I know I can cut. And if he got so much, they gonna end up sitting in my chair eventually. Their kids might end up coming to me or something like that. You got to take advantage of all of those opportunities. Like, it's those things are simple to me. Like, creative, consistency, availability. Those mean the world to be. You could be an okay barber and have those aspects of your life, of your career, and have a heavy clientele. But you have to be available. You have to be consistent. On time is my thing. Like, every client knows a barber that they don't like to go to because of they late all the time.
Yeah.
If you take that time to not be known as that, your name starts going into a different pool. Oh, I can be there because I know he's going to be on time, or she is going to be on time. It don't matter how great the cut is all the time. It's how consistent you are every time.
Yeah.
That's good.
You go to a guy because he is great, your haircut is great, but your biggest thing was consistency. You know exactly what you're going to get every time. That's all people really want. You don't have to be great. Some people just happen to be great. But that consistent barber is doing the same amount of numbers as the great guy is. The great guy might end up, having a different type of clientele, but you doing the same amount of numbers.
Yeah, if not better. A lot of times, a lot of brands, if you think about it, a lot of brands, the best hamburger or the best food typically ain't coming from the top brands. Think about McDonald's. That's the best burger. I mean, that's the highest grossing restaurant in the world. Their burgers are trash. We can all agree to that.
But the special sauce is the same every time.
But you're gonna get the same thing every time. The system is there, everything is there, and it's always gonna be there. So I do agree with you 100%. A lot of times you don't have to be perfect just to be consistent and to have that system of professionalism there. I think that was excellent.
And understand this too. Be systematic. I like that word. Mm-hmm. We all avoid systems. Mm-hmm. But the more systematic you are about your approach, the more consistent you are. Mm-hmm. The better you get, the heavier you develop. You develop so well off of a system.
Yeah, that's good.
So as we get up out of here, I want everybody to give us your Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use on a regular, and then where you're located, anything that would be vital if y'all looking for more clients. So drop your info for the people so they know if they want to follow you on Instagram or whatever. Drop your information.
Royalty Nails is ROYYALT_nails LLC. That is on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook is Royalty McElroy on Facebook. So yeah.
I am in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And go ahead, Vic. Go ahead.
And I'm located in Campbell, Ohio.
I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. You can find me on Instagram at Grayson Spencer. I'm on TikTok, Grayson Spencer. Facebook, Hair by Grayson Spencer. So I'm actually on all platforms. And my booking site is actually graysonspencer.asme. So you can book there.
Nice. Wait.
Instagram, I am the chosen barber _. I'm sorry, the chosen _barber. In Ohio, Girard, Ohio. You can find me at Excalibur Grooming Lounge in Girard, Ohio.
Keelan Bilal. Instagram is my name, Keelan Bilal, as well as my Facebook. But I prefer people go to Excalibur Barber on Instagram, as well as on Facebook or any other platform. You can reach me or any of the barbers at excaliburbarber.com if you would like to book. You can get, we forgot about your wife. You can book through Excalibur Barber, Jasmine Janae, J Janae Spa through excaliburbarber.com. So if you need esthetician work or massage, she's available at the same site. Our products, which is Excalibur Grooming Products, you can reach those on our site at excaliburbarber.com. And we're located in Girard, 12 North State Street, Girard, as well as inside the Southern Park Mall in Boardman, Ohio.
Nice.
Dope. Hey, I appreciate y'all having this conversation with us. Hopefully the people can have learned some good things listening to this and watching this. If you guys indeed need some cheap services, because y'all don't want to go to these professionals, me and Nick are handing out these services on the low. We'll hook y'all up. Our maximum product service is about $25.
Yeah.
Come get y'all. Y'all ain't even got to tip us.
Come get a trim and get some trim.
Nah, but we appreciate y'all too today, and we appreciate y'all coming, giving us some insight and some behind the scenes of what y'all deal with on a day-to-day basis at what y'all do. So until next time, play the moments, positive memories, stop the pain, keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Peace.
What's up?
BVU fam, we just wanted to take the time to thank you once again for tuning in to another episode of Blended Views Unfiltered.
Because we love y'all.
And we miss y'all too.
Thank you for your support.
And we want you to take time out of your busy day and go check out our TikTok, our Instagram, and our Facebook. And for those of you who are not listening or watching on YouTube, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe.
And we also got, listener letters. So if you guys ever have a question that you want us to address, if you ever just want to write in and say, you know what, Nick, your hair is always on point, or Big Mama is so funny, or Special K is so crazy, or that Dre always getting at the
Who
women.
is Special K?
Special K is crazy. But you can write us at info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com. That is info@blendedviewsunfiltered.com.
And always remember,
Play the moments.
Pause the memories.
Stop the page.
and keep the happiness on repeat. Peace.
Peace out.
Peace.